Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Like in any war, you try to get into alliances, you try to get into making deals, you try to conduct all kind of operations to overthrow the opposite government. Sometimes, certain governments get involved in political assassinations and so on. If you have some knowledge and you read some history, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this article that I'm going to read would not sound crazy. If people are not familiar with previous historical events, then that might sound crazy what Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, claims. Obviously, we can find a lot of holes in the story, but so we can in any other story, because you don't have time to provide the evidence, or maybe you don't have the evidence. So I'm not going to keep you waiting. I have this article here, and it is coming from Reuters. And it's from today, the 24th of January, 2023. Belarus leader, this guy here, says he has been asked to seal a non-aggression pact with Ukraine. So that might sound crazy for some, but for some that is not crazy at all, because the easiest way is to get someone out of the alliance or out of the war and then pursue your own path to victory. One good example is and was the one with Tsarist Russia during the First World War. Remember, the so-called Bolshevik Revolution, not so-called, but that's how they call it, the Bolshevik, not the Menshevik Revolution, was conducted by a guy called Lenin. When the revolution against the Tsar, the initial revolution, not the Bolshevik Revolution, started, do you know where Lenin was? No, Lenin was somewhere in Switzerland, if I remember correctly. Somewhere there, somewhere in the Western Europe. And you know what happened? I think it was Switzerland or France. I think Switzerland, though. You know what happened? The Germans provided Lenin with a train. And the train went straight from Switzerland, I believe, or wherever he got out, to where? To St. Petersburg, to participate in the Bolshevik Revolution. Why? Because the German attempt, Wilhelm II, I think it was, the how do you call the emperor, right? The Kaiser. He wanted Tsarist Russia outside from the First World War, outside, and it succeeded. It succeeded with the First Revolution, and then with Trotsky, Lenin, and all those Russians, they got him out. They got Russia out. So here we have Lukashenko in the middle of this war, how we want to call it, in Ukraine. He claims that he was asked, to seal a non-aggression pact with Ukraine. And I wonder why not he would not sign such a thing. So Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko said on Tuesday that he has been asked to conclude a non-aggression pact with Ukraine. The Belta state news agency reported, citing comments that suggested he saw Kiev as a potential threat. Lukashenko, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, disclosed the alleged offer to a meeting of government and law enforcement officials, at which he also accused Ukraine, without evidence, of allowing its territory to be used by the West to train and arm militants who could destabilize the situation in Belarus. Without evidence. Like when these guys are coming in front of the TV cameras, the politicians, they give you the evidence. They tell you Putin is a dictator, and that's it. Evidence? I don't know. Who cares? Move on. So, or when they say, well, Russia will invade the rest of Europe, so therefore we have to kill ourselves for Ukraine. Again, with no evidence, but nevertheless, they still say it. If someone asks, okay, what's your evidence? The evidence say, well, they attacked, unprovoked Ukraine. Okay, doesn't mean they're going to attack, I don't know, Bangladesh as well. what's your evidence? But hey, you ask too much, Emil. And these guys are not very fond of this kind of questions when they have to provide, facts, evidence, and all that. So let's go back to the article. So it says they, and I'm quoting, they are asking us not to go to war with Ukraine in any circumstances. You see, that's the present tense continuous. They are asking. So that's in the present, right now occurring, happening. They are asking us. It's not they asked us, no, past tense, or they have been asking us, or like starting in the past, continuing right now, or they have asked us. No, it's they are asking us right now not to go to war with Ukraine in any circumstances, not to move our troops there. They are proposing again, present tense continues. They are proposing we conclude a non-aggression pact, end quote. It was not immediately clear from his comments whether Ukraine itself or the West had made the alleged offer. There was no immediate response from Kiev, where officials have said they are worried that Moscow may use Belarus as a launching pad for a new attack on Ukraine from the north. Well, the Kremlin declined to comment, quote-unquote, for now, on whether Lukashenko would discuss the alleged offer with Putin. Putin already knows it. Minsk allowed Moscow to use Belarusian territory to send troops into Ukraine on February 24th last year. Its own troops have so far not fought in the war, however, while stepping up joint military training with Russian forces deployed in Belarus. In the same speech, Belta cited Lukashenko as accusing Ukraine of hosting militants who could be part of an alleged long-term Western plan to destabilize his country. And I'm quoting, I don't know why the Ukrainians need this, Lukashenko was quoted as saying. He said his security forces would respond harshly to any threat to internal order and did not want a repeat of mass protest against him in 2020/21, which he cast at the time as part of an alleged Western regime change plot. Well, now. I think we know who are the most experienced in fast regime change. Now, Lukashenko he's not an idiot. He might be maybe not sophisticated, let's put it this way, nicely, but he definitely is not an idiot, and he's got the basics under control. What am I talking about? He is, I don't know, people who live in how should I put it, in Eastern Europe, maybe they will relate to me or to me on this one. We have peasants over there, and peasants have a very, very strong sense of reality, and they have their reality, and you can go over there and tell them all kind of woke hanky-panky or something like this. They will not buy it based on their strong national cultural traditions. They will not fall for it. So I think that's the way this guy Lukashenko is. He's not articulated, he's not like Obama, but he's saying stuff. Obama was articulated but did not say shit. So anyway, I rather take a guy who tells me straight to my face that he's going to punch me in the face, or being articulated as Obama, and what the hell is this guy talking about, So anyway, that's me. Now, back to Lukashenko. Lukashenko, as I said, he's got his, I would say, peasant traditional way of seeing life, and he might still remember other people who made the same pact with the Western countries. And I would mention, for instance, Saddam Hussein. Remember that guy? Remember the no-fly zone? Remember, he let everybody inspect his palaces and his ass as well to find those weapons. He allowed them to do anything they wanted. And where did he end? Did he attack anybody after that? Or he was just attacked? I mean, yeah, he attacked Kuwait. And after that, what did he do? He allowed everybody to go everywhere they wanted. Where did he end up with his promises? We know. exactly where he ended up. Then we have another example. The other example is Gaddafi of Libya. Remember? No-flight zone again, the same technique. No-fly zone for you, but we can fly over there. You can't use your airplanes, but we can. And they can, but not you. And then where did the guy end up? Again, he agreed, I gave up, I'm not having any nuclear program. Come and check anything you want. My palaces, my ass, my whatever you want. Where did he end up? The same spot. So I think Lukashenko is not an idiot, and I don't think he wants to give a finger and then end up in a noose, if you know what I mean, or even stabbed, whatever. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.